Hey, I'm coming in just a little late. Sorry about that. For those of you who will see this later, good for you. I guess it doesn't not that big a deal, but oh, yes, I did do something with my hair. We'll talk about that sometime. But tonight I'm here to do some clearings. We're going to have clearings. We're going to have some meditation. We're going to have a few other processes that we can do with the aim to make our Abbey and our environment a little better for us. But mostly we're going to work on ourselves, okay? And not really work, we'll play with it. It's not really work, it's just stuff you do that's standard maintenance, that needs to be standard maintenance. And now more than ever, it needs to be standard maintenance because we're going through a period when you really need to look after yourself. We have a lot of stuff going on that's going to be affecting those of you who are sensitive, which are most of you. Most of you are sensitive types. Every time I change my hair, I get like. Anyway, I'll get used to it. Anyway, jeez. Anyway, we have to start, and well, you don't have to do anything else. Say that. I don't mean it like you've got to do it, because I'm saying it's more like if you want to feel good, you might want to try doing some things to keep yourself together, right? I mean, it only stands to reason that you're going to want to keep yourself as healthy and as able to take care of your stuff as possible. And right now it's challenging because we've got a lot going on. And it's not just a matter of what you eat, although that's big. It's really big. And I'll mention that a little bit. Because if you're not drinking pure water, it's going to be hard. And you're going to be needing to drink a lot of it. A lot. I mean, it will help get rid of a lot of things that you will be needing to get rid of. And staying hydrated is going to be really important coming up than ever. So be sure you wish I sold water filters right now. I'd be selling them on here. Maybe I'll find a really good one and become an affiliate, because honestly, you're going to need that. You're going to need pure water. And it's so important because as we keep our bodies, that's also giving nature its clues as to what, it's like hard to explain. Okay, I better go back a little bit. Hey, Gemini, how are you doing? Gemini Moon is in the house. So we're going to talk about taking care of our avatar, which is our little bodies here, because if our big spirits want to stay here and play, then we're going to have a way to do that, and that's what these bodies are. So this is how we interface with this realm. So we're going to do some standard maintenance procedures to keep ourselves together. so that we can affect the changes we need to affect so we don't have to come back here and do this all over again. Ever. Let's not have to do this, have to have a redo. Maybe come for a visit, but not have to redo this. Okay. Job that we're doing here right now. And by the way, thank you everybody who volunteered for this, whether you know you volunteered for this mission or remember it or not, doesn't matter. It was very brave. This is a heck of a mission we're on here. And you have to be very brave. What, Mr. Oh, that was Cowboy Cat. Well, come here. Come here. Come here. You want people to see you or not? You gotta. Okay, hang on. Okay, he has a few things to say, I guess, before we get started. Come here. Nope. Okay. Maybe he just wanted to say hi. I don't know. I've got my new sheets on the bed, my new Ether X sheets. I guess he wanted to say hi to Jim and I. Maybe he knew Jim and I walked in. Because he always says hi to Jim and I when I'm on the phone with her. So, yeah, Jim, maybe he just wanted to say hi. So it's going to be a little more challenging to keep it together in these energies. I mean, we already know we're being poisoned from every angle, or at least they're trying to. That doesn't mean they're going to succeed, but they are trying. It's like even the spill in Ohio down the road here an hour. It's like, gee, how do we get everybody to die? You know? Well, everybody's not going to die. Okay, I'm sorry, but we're not going well along with the plan. And I'll talk more about this later after the intro, but there's going to be a guided meditation. There's going to be probably, if you have something in particular you need me to help with, we can also do that a little bit later on. So we're going to be doing several different things here. But it's going to be a very woo night, just as promised. So let me back this off just a little bit. Okay. Okay. Hey, Pam came in. Pam, I am. Hi. So, okay. I am the ocean, the ocean's deep blue. I am the shamanic practitioner of the place. Welcome to the show. Here we do the deepest of woo. Woo is what we do. Okay. And every kind of woo. But we're concentrating more recently on what some folks would call, okay, we call it energy work. We call it, what would we say? Processes, all kinds of things, and affirmations and whatever. It's all magic. Because really, everything's vibration. If everything's vibration and frequency and the field, as they say, then we are able to affect that field. We know this. I mean, we've got some proof with the double slit experiment that we affect reality. So by being here, just by observing it. So the whole idea is if we can get a hold of our subconscious, which drives all this stuff, uh, we can do a lot of shifting, and it's going to look like magic because it is probably what people were calling magic. There's all different schools of magic. Well, this would be flat out energy work. So, oh, yeah. Hi, James. Yeah, my hair is different. Well, what do you think? My hair is different. Yeah. Oh, thanks. So, I'm not used to it yet, though. Um, so basically, since we can think, since we can imagine, since we have that ability, we're the creatures here that can actually dream and so on and so forth and envision things and plan into the future and all of that sort of thing. That sort of thing is one of our main things, one of our gifts, the way our minds work. I think, don't you think, that we're here to use it? Okay. Would we be put here given all that if we weren't really here to be the stewards of this place? I think originally that's what it is. That may be what is really being hidden from us is that we were always supposed to be pretty much in charge of the place, taking care of the place, uh, making sure that stuff grew, making sure that um, the systems worked the way they were supposed to. Oh, well, thank you. Making sure that the rain, I mean, the little rain, it's very interesting how the elementals take a lot of their cues about what to do from us, that they even listen to us. That should tell us, what are we doing here? What are we really? We're really supposed to be running the place. We're supposed to be taking care of the place. We're supposed to be telling it what to do. You tell your angels what to do. I tell people you've got a passel of angels. They're like an extension of yourself. But you need to tell them what to do. And we don't. We're taught not to do these things. Worse yet, we might be taught to worship these things. They don't, they're not there to be worshiped. They're there to be used like any other part of us. Okay? The archangels themselves want you to use them, to call on them, to use them. All of these systems like to be used. Actually, the elementals are sure. Tell me what to do. What do you think we need to do here? And if you have good intent and love in your heart, then they can sense that. Okay? And you're trying to do a good thing, they can sense that. Now, why would all of this be if we weren't here to affect that? I believe this is our real role. That our real role that we have been tricked into relinquishing to somebody else all this time. We got to quit that. Really need to quit that. Quit abdicating our power and quit letting somebody without our best interests run things. I mean, the people that have been running things do not have our best interest at heart. And a lot of them don't now have our best interest at heart. And a lot of them that are, let me move this camera. It's kind of a little screwy. Trying to get a little better angle here so that I'm not shrinking, but okay, not sideways. Anyway, yeah, I'm having my trouble with technology again tonight. What's new? Okay, I'm going to give people a chance to file in before I get to the meat of this and say hi, and I will um, put on the intro so that you have something to watch while we're waiting on that. Hello, there we go. I'll get used to it. Okay, I'll get used to the new hair. Okay, hang on. Gonna put on the intro. Uh, I'm I'm tech challenged. Hey, I'm not gonna say that. I'm not tech challenged. I'm just trying to walk and chew gum. That's all. Anyway, here it goes. Hi. That was not the intro. I hit the wrong button. Well, it's a gonna be a night, isn't it? It's like, okay, I may be having a little bit of trouble with it today, but it's all gonna be okay. Oh dear. That was not the intro, but it was a nice little video, wasn't it? Okay. Hope you enjoyed that. Maybe we'll do the intro later for the break. I decided to just let it roll because what the heck. Anyway, um, I was just trying to give it a few more minutes for people to get the announcement and come rolling in, because sometimes it takes up to half an hour or more for people to get the announcement that things are even happening here. I know that sometimes it takes a day for them to get it. So just trying to give everybody a chance to get themselves in here. Oh, if I was serious about life, I would be pulling my hair right out, but I don't do that. No, no, it's all going to be good. I just keep, that's maybe one of the first things I'm going to tell you. If you can keep telling yourself that, you can really convince yourself that whatever happens, it's going to be all right. And I know this takes a lot of convincing sometimes, because when I was in my deepest despair, there's no way you could tell me that it was going to be, it's like there is no way this is going to turn out all right. There is no way. Um, during the very dark times, it was my reality that things didn't turn out all right. That mostly when things happen, um, people in that state of mind usually feel like the universe is doing things to them instead of for them. If we can change that around and get to where we believe, and really do believe it, that the universe is trying to do something for us, not to us, that is a lot of the game. But before that happens, we've kind of got to take the crap out of our heads, basically, that says the universe is doing something to you. It's trying to kill you, because sometimes it feels that way, doesn't it? Sometimes it feels like it's a toxic place that we're in. And I make no mistake, there's a lot of very toxic things around us now. It never was there a more toxic time in general to live. And we're still here though. So, hello, Lewis. So this tonight's show is going to have a lot to do with living through these times, getting it to the point where we're not, at the whim of whoever we think is trying to kill us. It's people debate on exactly who this is. Whether it's the schnob, Klaus the schnob, or the ones then and the WEF. We're going to call them whiffs, whiffers, Swiffer, whiffers, whatever. Those people that don't seem to give a darn for human life. I really think we should be Earth first, but I think we're part of the Earth, They kind of see humanity as being separate, and we're not. I mean, you're living on this planet, you are part of this planet. And people see themselves as separate. You're not separate, you're part of this planet. Okay? You're like, when you come here, you live and you put down roots, you're part of this planet. You're part of its energy, you're part of its system. You are not a separate thing that came out of nowhere. You came from here, and maybe your spirit came from elsewhere, but your body was generated here. So you have deep ties to here when you're here. Your body is part of this world. It's part of nature. It's part of the ecosystem. It's part of this world. So as you go, the rest of nature goes. As the rest of nature goes, so goes you. You're tied to it. You can't hardly help that. They've tried to separate us from that, and it's not going to work. It does not work. Trying to separate us from nature is ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. As a matter of fact, nature gives much more of a damn about us. Much more than science certainly does, and certainly more than the Weffers. So, oh dear, a black bear that ate drugs. Oh dear. Did he become self-aware or something? Lewis went to see a movie about a black bear that ate drugs. That must have been interesting. I wonder whose viewpoint was it from? Anyway, so basically here we are, part of nature, not realizing it half the time, trying to think we're separate, people trying to tell us we're separate and trying to separate us from it. It's ridiculous. When we look at our evolution, okay, here's a big, if you didn't know, here's a big information drop. A lot of our evolution comes from codes from the sun. A lot of these codes come from the sun. Yeah, they're sent here. The sun is actually where a lot of this stuff comes from. And it goes to all of the planets. I mean, the information goes all to the planets, to all of the planets get codes from the sun, which is what's happening a lot right now. Our sun is really having its day. I mean, it's been throwing out massive energy, big flares, lots of CMEs, lots of activity. And so you're going to be affected by this. But also massive healing codes, massive upgrade codes. This is part of what I'm talking about, upgrades. We're getting upgraded as we release the things that are blocking. And it just came to me, part of the reason the energies from the ley lines were being blocked by these people have found them, stones buried part of the way in the earth, right on the ley line, with symbols on them of the crown over in England, Scotland, Ireland, in order to both drain the power off, and it was also blocking communication between the sun and those ley lines, that nexus. So they just cleared recently a nexus where 6 lines came together. So, and watched the sun, I guess, during that time. To their eyes, from where they were standing, the sun was throwing out all kinds of colors and just went nuts and started broadcasting all kinds of signals. So as we free up the energy lines on Earth, it's going to intensify, and we're going to, and oh, it just also came through. That also corresponds to our meridians. Because remember, I just told you the meridians on the earth, the meridians on us, us and nature, we're together. We're not separate. The meridians of earth and the nexuses of those meridians on earth and the nexuses of those meridians on us. By blocking them on the earth, they also are blocking them on us. We can't get the I get it now. I think I'm onto something here. We cannot properly get the codes we're supposed to be getting if those are blocked and the energy's being siphoned off. And that communication is not there between the sun and the energy lines, just like on us. And see, having the sun react like that lets us know that it's not a one-way communication. Okay? And even if you're not, say you're in a building and you're not out in the sun. Oh, I'm not out in the sun. I'm stuck in an office all day, or I'm stuck indoors all day, or whatever. The energy is still going to reach you in some form. So as people find these and clear it and reopen these nexus points and quit having them siphoned off, we too are going to find that we get more communication, more upgrades, more energy, more everything. And that's going to upgrade us automatically. Wow. I knew I was going to talk about upgrades today. We're going to get automatically upgraded if you live on the surface of the planet. You're maybe in the planet too. You're going to get upgrades from this. It's very interesting. Okay, so, but we've got to be careful to be able to ride that energy because that energy is pretty strong. And I've felt it. Oh, the real bear died. Oh, cocaine. Oh, yeah, that's not good. Okay, yeah, that's sad that the bear got into some cocaine and died from it. Just one more way of affecting nature in a negative way. We really got to watch this stuff. How do you think this spill in East Palestine, when I think of how much worse it could have been, as it is, it's bad enough. But it could have been much worse. And I wonder where it was really headed for. I'm not sure East Palestine was where it was slated for. It could be that somebody was trying to get it to happen at a more populous. If it had happened at a more populous place, it would have been a really serious thing. As it is, it's not good. Okay, just warning you again, we're at war. Realize that. Although it's undeclared, nobody's going to bother to tell you. The alternative news channels are going to have to tell you because the regular news channels are not going to tell you. But it feels like, yeah, we're in some kind of an undisclosed war. And so there's going to be more of this stuff. Now, why drop bombs when you can just sabotage things? I mean, and just say, oh, it's because of their crappy infrastructure. Instead of somebody saying, you are starting a war, they can just sit back and watch us weaken and laugh and say, ha, well, now it's easy for us to come in and just take things. So, and who is buying up all the land around here, et cetera, et cetera. See, we've got to get a grip on this so that we can make this the way we want it to be. Instead of having this constant assault on us, we've got to be the bigger party. We've got to become the bigger dog. We've got to become the power here if we want this to stop. And I'm not even sure we can get it to stop for everybody. We might be able to get it to stop for us, making a decision for us that this is what our world is going to be like. It's not going to be this toxic mess that somebody's trying to make it. I won't even say people, whoever is trying to make it. Once you make peace with and then make friends with and then get on a loving relationship with nature, the elementals, and the other beings of this world, they will help. They'll bend over backwards to help you. Now, literally, nature will just be there like, oh, you're trying to help? Okay. Let's go. Let's do that. It responds to love. It responds to other things too. I'm telling you, it's a lot safer to choose love. It's a lot better to choose love. To have it respond to that. You want that. So you need to, if you want to affect your world, if you want to do, I would say, positive magic, love's got to be a part of this. Love's got to be a big part of this. It is an energy all of its own. So, just trying to keep up with the chat. So basically, in order to have this for ourselves and be able to get these downloads of these codes and stuff, as the sun is sending it to us, is a big thing. And in order to do that, we've got to unblock ourselves. So what I'm trying to do here, what I'm endeavoring to do, is get everybody that is aware enough to unblock themselves so those codes can come in, we can get our upgrades, and then we can really start rolling on this project. I mean, on straightening everything out here, because it's going to be our job, I guess. We cannot count. None of us around the world, it looks like none of us can count on any government agencies to do this. This is going to have to be an inside job. This is going to have to be grassroots. So, and even for our inner, as I said, not everybody lives in the same reality. We don't live in the same reality already, just from the get-go. So why not make our reality the one that prospers, the one that lasts? I have already seen, by the way, I have to say, as I'm looking at old Earth, I think old Earth is already gone. I think it's already falling apart. It's already falling. I mean, the place we were is ceasing to exist. It's disintegrating. When I try to get a glimpse of it, once in a while I get a glimpse of it, I think in dreams, and it's just falling apart. Um, it's pretty much gone. The original place we were is pretty much gone. That version. So right now in this interim period before we hit the new place, and like I said, it's not really a place exactly. It's a frequency. As we're getting to this new frequency and we're getting upgraded through what's happening with the sun, and the earth is getting upgraded and we're getting pulled up with her, it's going to be harder and harder for some of the um, lower vibrational stuff to still exist here, and they're going to have to find more ways to get hold of power and going to be very much more desperate. So just brace yourself for that. But you don't have to be a victim, because even though things are quite different for me, it's so funny how this month I had a lot of expenses and some things have been cut, and yet I managed to get through the month. I somehow arranged it so that everything fit into this month. It didn't look like it was going to happen, but I got it to happen. Why? Because I, I changed my energy about it. I just decided that was the way it was going to have to be. And that somehow or other, this month was going to fit the money, in the money. And so it did. And I was quite surprised. So, so it worked. And so you were hearing something like metal bells from behind Luce. That's interesting. Maybe there was somebody behind you that wanted to get your attention. We're not that far away from them. It's not like we're really somewhere else. We're just not quite a vibrational match. But that doesn't mean that we can't pick up on them. And they can't pick up on us. They certainly pick up on us. And it seems like it's easier for us to look back on a lower vibration. So if you are ready now, and we have a few people here now, okay, looks like, okay, well, somebody wanted you to know they were there. Okay, so I'm going to say let's start by doing some of our exercises that we do and relax yourself. Take some breaths. We're going to start with breathing this time. And just get your spine straight. That's very important. Straighten up your spine so things can align well. Okay. And breathe. And then there is a special pattern of breathing that will help. And it's in 4 and out 6. So I will count with you 5 times. We'll do this only 5. You're supposed to do it 10, but tonight I think we're going to do it. Should I do it 10? We'll see, but I'll count. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4 in, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 out. This will help you get out a lot of that old stagnant air in your lungs, okay? So let's start. 1, 2, 3, 4 in, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 out. 1, 2, 3, 4 in, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 out. 1, 2, 3, 4 in, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 out. 1, 2, 3, 4 in, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 out. 1, 2, 3, 4 in, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 out. 1, 2, 3, 4 in, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 out. 1, 2, 3, 4 in, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 out. 1, 2, 3, 4 in, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 out. Okay. Now you should feel a little different and a little bit more relaxed. And now maybe you can accept a few ideas. And you know how to do this. And for those of you who are seeing this, not live, but the recording, don't worry, everything that I'm doing will still work on the recording for you. Remember, all time is one, and if you have an intention, and if I'm doing a clearing, whenever you say yes, it's going to go into effect. It doesn't matter. So, okay. Please move your chakras and just take and push them all back to your spine. Okay. That aligns them. Now, have them sort of snap to grid there, right onto your spine, right where they should be. Just like you snap to grid on when you're doing something on the computer. Okay. And this way you align your own chakras. If they don't align perfectly, you can kind of move them. You can sort of see it in your mind's eye. Or you can imagine it in your mind's eye. You can imagine them lining up. And if you have a problem keeping them where they belong, you can image in your mind's eye. Remember, your imagination is your biggest gift. Okay? You can imagine them aligning. You can imagine them being that way. And the more that you can sort of mentally push them to be in alignment. Okay. So that's how you do that. Hello, Michelle Cannon Free. How are you doing tonight? We have already started the exercises and clearings. We've done our breathing and now we're aligning our chakras. Okay, so it's very easy. I've told you before, you get your spine straight and just push your chakras all back to your spine. Snap to grid and get them to line up, and you're going to feel better already. Okay. Okay, this is just basic maintenance. Okay. I told you we were going to be doing maintenance every time now, because we tend to use our chakras like another arm or a leg or something, right? We tend to use our chakras to do things. I never understood this either, but they move around because we try to use them to do stuff. And so they get kind of misaligned. And and we do actually, if I guess that is one of the things that we do, that energetically they are an extension. So, oh, okay. Hey, Pam Smith, how you doing? It's 4:20 there. Well, oh, okay. Okay, so well, Michelle Cannon Free, we just did the alignment exercise. So, um, as I said, you can just straighten your spine and push everything back and snap it to grid to get them to line back up again, and then you'll feel better. You'll feel a lot better. Yeah. So next, let's do our ohms. We'll do 3. Some people start with them. I just do it when it hits me to do them. Okay, please breathe. Take a nice breath in. And take a moment to feel how that vibration makes you feel, how it makes your body feel, how it makes you feel calmer, more balanced. It's a vibration. That's why it works. Oh. Oh, you had a botched dental procedure a month ago. Ouch. You're getting it fixed on Thursday. Oh, dental procedures. God, I hate those. Really hate those. It'll be nice when we have something that handles that kind of thing, won't it? Without a dentist having to do that. It's okay. Without having to go, well, or at least without the the discomfort that we have with dentists. So, okay. Um, the the ohms getting us more into that calmer, more receptive state. The chakra alignment will help our bodies feel a little more relaxed as well as our minds. And the breathing helps. So if you get panicky, try that 4 in, 6 out method of breathing to get yourself out of that, okay, and back into a calmer mood. And to fully oxygenate your body, Okay, so oh dear. Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that, Michelle. I hope things go better. Let's send some energy towards your dentist getting it all solved for you perfectly. Okay, so we're gonna start. Oh yes, let's do this one. Expansive being that you are without realizing it. Let's do the expansion exercise. That's going to help you because once you realize when you can feel what a huge expansive being you are, you can feel what a tiny part of your existence this is and how small your tiny avatar really is. And then you realize how you can affect it. So let's try to find the edges of our being. What are the edges of our consciousness? And let's expand and expand out and expand out much bigger than our body, much bigger than the room we're in, expand out bigger than the state you're in, expand out bigger than the earth we're on, expand out beyond that, expand out to encompass all the planets and the sun, expand out beyond that, and expand and expand and expand until you get to the point where you're feeling pretty good. Then you can stop for now, but realize that you can expand as far as you want. You can expand as far as you want out, and you'll feel better. And as you do, you will feel better. As you let yourself unwrinkle from trying to, we always try to push ourselves into this little avatar. And all that is just not meant to be all in a little avatar. So expand yourself out and you're going to feel better and realize that you're just interacting with, you're just using this little avatar. Okay? Because you're a huge, expansive being. You're limitless consciousness. You aren't a tiny little character. You aren't a little avatar. See, that's part of trying to trap you in matter, what they call matter, is trying to get you to believe that you're that tiny little avatar and trying to get you to cram yourself into that little avatar. That does not work. You must realize that you are this huge being and you are using this little avatar to interface with this place. Okay? That's what's really going on here. You're a huge being of light. You're a huge pattern of light, like a mandala. That's why mandalas are important. That's what that whole mandala has so much meaning, but part of it is that's you too, what you look like. Okay. Because really, to the higher level guides, we look like energy fields. We look like, they always say, Mother always says, Cosmic Mother, she always says, you are beautiful coruscating tapestries of light. So that's what we look like because to them they can see that the energy. They can see that we are energy. Okay. So we're beautiful. That energy pattern is always beautiful. And to them, we're always beautiful. So, so we need to now let ourselves feel expanded that way. And now let's expand our connection to the planet and get our sense of space that we get from putting our roots down. And you know how to do this. As a matter of fact, you know how to do everything. When I tell you to do it, you can just do it. Just like you raise your arm. When I say raise your arm, you can just raise your arm. You don't have to figure out how, do you? Okay, you just raise it. Okay, so we're just going to take our roots that we have, and we're going to tunnel down through the earth and down and down, down and down. And we're going to keep going down fast as we can. Down, 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 down until we break out on the other side. If you haven't done that yet, if you don't feel that space, when you break out on the other side, you will feel a feeling of space, of infinite space. You will feel very much more spacious. So keep burrowing until you break out on the other side. Just like the song, Break On Through to the Other Side. And when you do, it's like, wow, all this space. Oh my gosh, that's so much better. Okay. That's so much better. Oh, okay. Oh, much better. And you should be able now, I feel when I do this, I always feel more of a blood flow. I feel more of an energy flow. If you pay attention, you might feel tingles or chills or something going on in your different limbs and your different systems up your spine, along your nerves, something. You'll usually feel more energy moving in you. That's the energy moving in you that you need to run your Abby the way you need to, and to run your energy body and to run all of that stuff. Okay. This energy can also heal your Abby. So, okay, this is one we haven't done before. In your solar plexus, which is about where your stomach is, it's under your heart and before your navel, right in your middle there. That is your central sun of yourself. Okay, on you. That's your solar plexus. The color is generally yellow. Okay, so for some reason, I'm being told that we need to concentrate on our solar plexus right now and see it as a sun, as a nice, warm, friendly sun. Yeah, it's where your stomach is. It's where you're generating heat and energy, is right there. That's what's going on with that chakra. It's also the chakra of personal power. That chakra is where we begin to take our personal power, and maybe that's why I'm being directed to pay attention in particular to that one. Is the sun wants to give us something right into our solar plexus. Thank you, Saul. We appreciate that. You are a gentleman. So just allow that to be energized and warmed up and really running good with lovely, warm, invigorating, energizing solar light. Okay, beautiful light. Beautiful yellow light. All right. And allow that process to keep going, energizing that solar plexus chakra so that you have the energy to heal and affect change. Okay. And all the while, try to keep your spine as straight as you can. If you can't, that's okay, but it helps. Remember to breathe. Okay. 2222. Cool. Yeah, it was. So you're seeing the multiple numbers of the same number. Yep. Look it up in the angel numbers. You can go right online and type in meaning of whatever number you're seeing repeatedly, and you will find answers right there online. Aren't we lucky to have that now? We don't have to have all this memorized anymore. But some people do. Actually, there are people who are really big with numbers and they have all kinds of stuff memorized. I'm not one of those. So, next, what are my next directions here? My next instructions? Okay, let's perform some clearings. Let's do a clearing on. Now remember how this works. I'm going to ask a question to bring up energy around a situation in your life. And that's all it's meant to do. You don't have to really answer that first question. It'll just come up. That energy will just come up. That old code will come up out of your subconscious by itself. We're accessing your subconscious, your iceberg. But that's really your subconscious. Okay, that's allegorical for your subconscious. We're going to clear some of it. We're going to melt some of that ice, okay? And dissolve it so that it's no longer stuck. Because a lot of problems we have are stuck energy. Rika was teaching me this. My teacher Rika was teaching a lot of our problems are stuck energy, stuck information that's not being allowed to go through. That's why the analogy of the iceberg is so apt in some ways, is because it's frozen information, not allowed to go through. So let's chip some of that away. So once again, I'm going to do this one because this is the most pervasive one on the planet that we have trouble with. What attitudes, and now remember when I say, would you be willing to delete that? If you want to delete it, just think or say or type yes. Just give your affirmation of yes, affirmative answer. Okay, in some way. Your energy will know if you are doing that or not. So, what attitudes, opinions, and are judgments? What attitudes, opinions, and judgments do you have? That you are insignificant, powerless in the face of all these energies and powers, and all alone. Oh, look at that. That's one. And all alone, and really insignificant, and the universe doesn't really care about you. Nobody really cares about you. Oh, this is not true. But what attitudes, opinions, and judgments do you have around this? Ah, This is a big one. Okay. Would you be willing to uncreate and destroy all of that? Would you be willing to uncreate and destroy all of that? All right, I would. I now uncreate and destroy all of that times a godzillion, times a godzillion. Good and bad, right and wrong, pop and pot, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. This is a process that the excess consciousness usually give away at their free talks when they show up at different places. So I feel like I can do this without any trouble. Pass this along. So here we go. Once again, in maybe a slightly different way. What attitudes, opinions, and judgments do you have? That you're alone in the universe, you're insignificant. Nobody really cares about you. And you cannot therefore affect reality. You are no magician. You are nobody of importance. Would you be willing to get rid of that? Shall we uncreate and destroy all that? I vote yes. All right. A godzillion times a godzillion. Good and bad, right and wrong, pock and pot, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. All that's destroyed. We're getting rid of layers of this. There's a lot of layers of this. And I'm getting this severe sense of feeling alone. Aloneness. We've been told for a long time we're all alone here in the universe. I think that's part of what this is. We've been told we're all alone. There is nobody else around. Oh, very deep, very deep. And therefore, and that we're in an insignificant little arm in a insignificant part of the galaxy, and that we're insignificant. We've been told over and over again how insignificant we are. Nothing could be further from the truth. We are as important to the whole as anybody, and we are far from being alone. Would you please now get ready to release this? What attitudes, opinions, and judgments do you have that we're all alone, insignificant, and don't matter in the scheme of things? And so nobody's going to help us, and there's nobody there, and nobody cares. Wow, that's huge. Ah, all right. Would you be willing now to uncreate and destroy all of that? Okay, godzillion times godzillion. Good and bad, right and wrong, pop and pot, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. I'm going to do it again. Godzillion times godzillion, same thing, same energy. It's big, huge. It's a huge part of your iceberg. Wow. Okay, let's do it again. What attitudes, opinions, and judgments do we have that we're insignificant, all alone, and don't matter, and nobody cares? Nobody cares, and we shouldn't care either. And right? Okay. Wow. Are we willing to uncreate and destroy all that? Times a godzillion, times a godzillion. Good and bad, right and wrong, puck and pot, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. Wow. That's a big one. We have been told all this time we're insignificant and nobody cares. And even though sometimes we're told that God cares or something, and maybe we even know intellectually that somebody must be looking out for us and we have all these friends and et cetera, et cetera. But we've been told it so many times, it's in there. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Hmm. Okay. Is there any of that left in there? Yeah, probably is, but it might take a little time to rise up again. So, well, wow. I didn't even know how massive that was and was very heavy. You should be feeling a lot lighter. Okay, what else is in there that's heavy? Now remember, as we take out some of the heavy stuff, a little bit more of your iceberg's going to bob to the surface and you're going to see it. Don't be alarmed. It's only there to show you what's going on with you. Okay? Don't be alarmed. Just realize that you can, once you own it, you can change it. Once you accept this is in fact yours, you have it in you there, you can own it, say it's mine, and it's also mine to do away with. If I don't like it, I can alter this. Okay. Okay, no matter who gave it to you, you can say, okay, if it's mine, then I can get rid of it too, can't I? I could use that energy for something else. Okay. So now I'm looking, what's the next biggest thing that we can reach right now? Oh, just do the whole world is toxic and out to get us. How about that? You feel like the world is toxic and out to get you. Well, but you're still here. Okay? So our world does not have to be toxic, not for us. So we can say to ourselves, my world is not going to be that way. My world is going to be a noon improved. My world is going to be pure. So let's get rid of our attachment to toxicity. We can be aware that it's happening around us, but not attached to it. Okay. So, what attitudes, opinions, and judgments do we have that our ego is really attached to? That because it's trying to keep us alive, remember? Regarding toxicity. Okay, we can know that this is trying to happen, but we don't have to have it for ourselves. Okay. And from our expanded and healed state, we can actually do a lot more. So let us get rid of all the toxicity stuff. What attitudes, opinions, and judgments do we have? That it's a toxic universe and everything is trying to kill us. Okay. Would you be willing to uncreate and destroy all that? I now uncreate and destroy all of this. All this brings up Godzillion times Godzillion, good and bad, right and wrong, POC and POD, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. Okay, toxicity does not have to happen to us. If something challenges that, you can rerun this. We can also do this that we will know when things are good or not good for us. The universe is not trying to kill us. It is not what's trying to happen here. Once again, what attitudes, opinions, and judgments do we have that the universe or the world is trying to kill us? And it looks like they're succeeding. Okay, well, they don't have to succeed, do they? We are more powerful. Okay. All of the toxicity and all of the poison, all of that stuff that they're trying to get us to accept. It does not have to be true for us. Would you be willing to uncreate and destroy all of that? Okay. I can see there are layers to this, so. Okay. I now uncreate and destroy all that. Times Godzillion, times Godzillion. Good and bad, right and wrong, POC and POD, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. And remember, all you really have to do this project yourself, on whatever it is you're trying to get rid of, from your iceberg, all you really have to say is POC and POD, or POD and POC even. You can even say it backwards, the other way. If you forget, or you can even just think to yourself, all that stuff that Diane said, all that stuff Ocean said, that whatever it was, gobbledygook that she said there, I know that that's a clearing statement, and I'm just going to, that stuff. Okay, and because that is your intention, it will still have an effect. We've made this as easy as we possibly can make it, folks. This is like a magic wand. And actually, remember, as you say it, so it is. Abracadabra. Abracadabra literally means, as I speak it, so it is. So, even though we hear about this stuff, does it have to affect us? No. Okay. From there, remember, if you're in a plane and the oxygen masks drop, put the oxygen mask on yourself first so that you can then help other people. This is what we need to do to be effective. First, take care of ourselves so that we can then help other people. So don't feel bad that you're doing this for yourself, and you can't do it for everybody at once. Put the oxygen mask on yourself and then see who you can help after that. Okay. So get the toxicity out of your world, and then we can try and help other people with theirs. And the rest of the world. Okay. So there. And I can see we might have to do that more than once because that's another really ingrained one. Let's see if there's anything else we can work on right now. Because sometimes you have to rest in between because otherwise it's just too much. Let's see what else. Okay, pain. Okay, what attitudes, opinions, and judgments do we have that pain is part of life? It's how we learn. We have to have pain. And pain is and suffering is somehow a good thing. It gives you character, whatever it is you've been told about how good pain is for you. Well, yes, it can alert us that something's wrong, but that doesn't mean that suffering is really a great thing. So let's get rid of the pain, suffering type stuff so that we don't feel like we have to have pain or have to suffer in order to learn something. Maybe we can just learn something because there are words suffer to learn. Well, yes, that can happen. Quite often you learn not to burn yourself by burning yourself, right? But, or hurting yourself, then you know not to do that again. Yeah. But that's not all of life. I mean, we could have just knowing that's going to hurt us and have a knowing about it and not suffer and not have the pain. We don't want to not have that experience. It doesn't mean everything's gonna. I have a feeling this is another one that's going to be layers. So, hmm, okay, what attitudes, opinions, and judgments that pain is good, suffering's good, suffering to learn, painful lessons, and all that are we willing to uncreate and destroy all that? That's something that has to happen. Maybe we can just learn to learn. Yes. Maybe we can just figure out that this is going to be painful. Decide from there. But it's not inevitable. Okay? It's a difference. It's not inevitable. Let's take that out. So we're going to take that out. That whole pain and suffering are inevitable thing. Everything that brings up. Would you be willing to uncreate and destroy all that? I certainly would. I know. Uncreate and destroy all that brings up, all of that. Times a godzillion, times a godzillion. Good and bad, right and wrong, buck and pot, all nine shorts, boys, and beyond. All right. That's a lot lighter now. All right, a lot lighter. I know, Michelle. Maybe it was you I was picking up on mostly there. But you've got to, if you want to. No, you don't have to do anything I say, but if you want to feel better, you might want to give it a try. Put the oxygen mask on yourself. I know I was taking care, I had the fibromyalgia and all that stuff, arthritis and all kinds of stuff. And I was trying to take care of my mother with Alzheimer's. I know. Very hard. And you feel alone. And you feel, yeah, it's hard. It's hard when when you're trying to take care of somebody else and you don't feel good. And part of the reason you're not feeling good is you're not taking care of yourself. So, oh, okay. I'll try and talk louder. I was just saying, yes, I was trying to kind of look after my mother who had Alzheimer's while I had fibromyalgia and arthritis and a whole bunch of other stuff going on. My fillings were dropping out, so I had pain all the time. But I had to look after what she was doing. Yeah, I understand. Very hard to prioritize yourself, but you must take some time out and do that, even if you have to set aside, even if you have to find some kind of quiet time and replay this. You may have to do that. You may have to replay this at some quieter time. Put in some ear headphones or something when it's a little quieter. Yeah, it is. Actually, I knew somebody who had a son who just decided he was not going to use the bathroom. He'd just take off his clothes, put on a fresh pair, and then he got the next youngest one doing the same thing. And this poor woman, she was so lucky that the little girl did not pick up on this. She had 3 kids, she had 2 of them that she could not keep up with. Literally felt like she had to diaper both of them and they wouldn't wear them. And honestly, and she went into making soap, I think probably for that reason, so she could try to keep up with it. She went into making and selling soap. Poor lady. All I can say is poor lady. What's going on with the kids that they feel like they have to do that? I don't know. But apparently she didn't have the time or way or means to find out what was going on that was causing that. If it were me, I would certainly find out what the hell was causing that with my kids. And I would stop it. So, am I loud enough now? Oh, thank you, Gemini Moon. There's more coming. We've got a little bit more if you want to stick around for that. We're about to do a guided meditation, and this should make you feel a lot better. Now, if you can't do it now, that's okay. If something's blocking you from doing it now, just do it at some point where you have a little bit of quiet to yourself, because now it's being recorded and you can play this back. So this is about an hour and a half in. Okay, we're at 1:33. So autism, I understand. I'm going to try and come up with some things to help the autistic people. I've done it before. I've helped autistic people before. So I'm asking about that. I'm going to ask about autism. What can we do for people dealing with autism? Okay. Now, okay. Next thing is we're going to do a guided meditation. And I call this one, Gee, I'm a Tree. It's my famous tree meditation. I used to do this one. It was a big favorite. The tree meditation was a big favorite because really it's very interesting. There's a funny part in the Bible where the one they call Jesus, Yeshua, whatever, that one in the story where he heals the blind man, and the blind man, at first he said, I see men walking as trees walking, something like that. He was seeing trees. It's interesting that our nervous system kind of looks like that, right? So, who knows? Then he had to adjust things. Now, this is interesting because How do we know? See, this is one of the reasons I see him as being one of the people who can adjust the matrix, is because he could adjust the sim. He had to readjust that a little bit, and then the guy saw normally. That guy was at first, when he was healed, he was seeing on a different level. He was seeing a different set of seeing things in a different way, the wrong way for this sim. So that is one of the things that gives you a tip off that things are not the way they seem. Okay. And they knew it, and he knew it. So um, let us do the geometry, because in so many ways you are like a tree. You have branches and roots like structure. Your energy goes up and down, and you are a connection between the earth and the sky, between the cosmic energies and the earth energies. That is who you are. That is what your little Abby does. That's what you do. Okay, let's do that. Let's go into the geometry meditation. Okay? Geometry. Yeah, they definitely do. Michelle, our bronchioles look like branches, absolutely. A lot of our structures look like branches. So we get ourselves into a nice calm place, and we're somewhere in our minds and our imagination. We'll take ourselves to some beautiful spot in nature where things are green and growing and lovely and beautiful and relaxing and peaceful, and the sun shines gently. It's a nice, gentle, warm sun. It's not too hot there, not too cool. You don't need shoes. The grass is nice and soft. And as you lie back on this beautiful, soft grass in this beautiful sun, there's nothing here to harm you. There's nothing in this place here to harm you. You can just relax and enjoy the soft grass and the warm sun and the fresh air that fills your lungs. The beautiful fresh air that fills your lungs. And as you rest there, you see yourself. You start to dream, and you dream that you are a tree. You are a tree with your roots going down into the earth. And you send your roots down into the earth. And you feel that there is a heart beating down there. There is a heart. And it feels very motherly. And it feels feminine and motherly. There's a beating heart and love. And your roots go right for it. Right for it. And as you send them down and you feel that source of love, that source sends that love energy up your roots to nurture and nourish you. And you can feel it coming up your roots. Coming up your roots all the way up through your trunk, on up. And as you extend your branches up, you realize your branches go up and up and up. You're a very tall tree. And you have many branches extending up, and that energy, that love, goes all the way up into every little tiny, teeny twig. And all the way up and touches the sun. And feels that sunlight. And those leaves reach up towards the sun and start touching that sunlight. And as you reach up toward the sun sends you love. You can feel the love that the sun is sending you as it touches your leaves. And it comes down through your branches, down through every little twig and branch and leaf, all the way down, all the way down. It comes all the way down through your trunk and back down, in through your trunk and out through your roots, way down to Mother where it meets her. And now the energy from Mother is rising up through you. The energy from Father is coming down through you. And your tree is growing and growing and growing. As a tree, you delight in this energy. You delight in this energy. You delight in being the conduit between Mother and Father. You are a divine child. You are a product of the union. You are loved. You can feel that they both love you so much. This is a feeling of worthiness. This is a feeling of belonging. This is a feeling of being loved. You are feeling love. You are worthy just by virtue of your existence. If you were not worthy, you would not exist. If you were not loved, you would not exist. So soak in the love and let the love go up through you, back down, up and down. Let that be strengthened. Let that conduit be strengthened. All right. And then on one of the passes through, you find it comes and it merges right into your middle, into your solar plexus area I told you about. Right there in the middle is you. It merges and you realize as a divine child that that is the creation energy. You have the creation energy in you. The energy of creation is right there inside you, powering up your internal sun, powering up all of your limbs, all of your branches, all of your roots, all of your leaves, all of your systems, all of the capillaries, everything. Charges it up very good. And as you feel this sense of worthiness and love, retain this knowing. Even when we come out of this, retain this knowing that you are loved and worthy just because you exist. You must be worthy and you must be loved just because you exist. And then you start to wake up from the dream and you realize that you're back in a human body. But you still feel that connection between the earth and the sky, between the sun and the earth. You still feel that connection and that love and that sense of worthiness, that you are worthy just because you exist. And you know in your heart that you are loved and you are worthy. You're important. You're just as important as every other part of nature because you are nature. You and nature are one. And then, after a little bit, being in this beautiful place, without losing that feeling, that wonderful feeling of being in that beautiful, safe place where nothing can harm you, where the grass is soft and the sun is gentle and the air is fresh and good to breathe and smells good and smells fresh and green. Now you bring yourself back into this happy body and look around and open your eyes and realize that you are still there if you want to be. That any time you want to be there, there is a part of you who can go right to that area and be in a beautiful place, soft grass, warm sun, and fresh air, and feeling that love. So now open your eyes and do something to bring yourself back. Yes. All right. So, hey, Amber's Paraworld. I understand, Michelle. There are many, many times that I had to tell myself that my real mother was the earth when it really comes down to it, of my body was the earth. That the mother's love was from the goddess. Um, the female side of creation is always willing to mother and love you. Thank goodness, huh? So grateful for the Divine Mother's love. Indeed. I understand. I get it. Amber's Paraworld is here. Yay. Amber is in the house. You've missed most of the exercises and meditations, Amber, but you can replay them. That's one of the beauties of having everything recorded. You can replay them at a time when you can actually pay attention and concentrate or whatever. And aren't we lucky that we can do this, that we live in a time when we can do this? And so we have to remember the AI belongs to us. We must take back our own AI. The AI that runs, if you want to look at it this way, the AI that runs the sim is our AI. We're taking back our AI, the control of it. Okay? We'll look at it that way. Okay. So, anytime you need some love, you can feel this love. And it's real. It's real. The love of consciousness is real. The energy that everything's made of, that's real. That's the only thing that is real. Remember that. That's all that's real. Everything else is illusionary. It's all a frequency. If you can put yourself into the frequency of love, miracles can happen. However it is you do that. So, I don't know about y'all, but I feel pretty good right now. And we're almost on 2 hours. Does anybody have any questions or requests, special requests? You have any special requests for something you need cleared or some particular problem you're having? Please write it in chat now, and I will formulate some way to help you with that. And I hope you're feeling as good as I am, because I'm feeling good. I tell you, when I do this just before I go to bed, just before I go to sleep, I rest so much better. I just rest so much better. Okay, that's right. That's right. That's right, Michelle Cannon Free. Love is the force that binds the fabric of the universe together. Okay. That's right. The universe falls in love with a stubborn heart. I should know. I should know. I'm pretty stubborn. Thank you, Michelle. We stubbornly decide we're going to go on regardless. That's, yeah, some people say determined. Say it's not stubborn, it's determined. Well, maybe that's true too. Determination. You're determined. That's good. Yes. But you could say stubborn just as well. Yeah. No matter what it is, the only time you really lose is when you give up. Ah, ah. Oh, now it's 11:11 for you, and for me it's 12:11. Okay, well, that's just about 2 hours, my friends. And if there are no questions or no further discussions, then I'm about to wrap this up, and I'm about to bless you and say good night, and may you have, or good day, whichever one you're having. And may your dreams be beautiful and powerful. And may you dream well and dream big. And favor to you. Remember, the truth is where you find it. I hope that you always find some on my channel. May you always know it when you see it. May you always know it when you hear it. Remember that you are worthy just because you are here. Just because you exist. You're important. And you are loved. Ah, releasing the past. That's what we're doing. Every time I do these clearings, we're releasing some stuff in our past. So think of whatever that is in your past. Wow. As I look, I'm seeing it looks like a person who's all black and blue. Wow. Okay. Oh, okay. I'm going to do it this way. You make yourself this box. And it's a lock box. And you're going to open that box up You're going to take that stuff. Now, this is interesting. It's going to decompose. I'm told to make it decomposable. They'll recycle the energy. Okay, you take yourself a box and it's decomposable. You're going to take all that heavy past stuff. You're going to do this as the layers come up. You're going to take all that heavy past stuff and you're going to throw it in one of these locking boxes. And you're going to bury it in your mind. You're going to find a patch of earth and you're going to bury it in the earth and let the earth reclaim that energy so that you can pull it back into you as fresh, clean energy. So you put it to rest, you lay it to rest, you lay it in, it's going to look like a coffin. You're going to take the past, you're going to make peace with it, you're going to put it in the coffin, in the biodegradable coffin. You're going to imagine the deep hole, you're going to put it down in that deep hole, and you're going to just push the dirt right over it and say, please accept this for recycling. Okay? And just see yourself pushing the dirt over it, making it, stamping it down, and every time you feel it come up, do that. Okay? Just dump it in there. If it comes back to you again, remember it's not the same, it's another layer. Just do that again. Okay? And that will get you started releasing the past. That just came to me. I have never heard that one before from anybody. Don't know. Somebody just gave me that one. Okay, that's for you, Michelle Cannon-Pree, and anybody else who wants to use it. And just know that it's just going to decompose. It's no longer, it's the past. It's dead. It's gone. It's no longer with us once you bury it. That was given to me exactly for that just now. So that was for you. Yes. I saw the shape of a person, all black and blue, everywhere. And that's what I was told needed to be done. And the other thing I'm going to do for this poor black and blue person is I'm going to tell the angels to apply healing salve all over this person. And it's just going to pour down all over this poor person from their head to their toes, covered in healing salve. It'll ease the pain and help the healing. Okay. So be it. As I speak it, so it is. As I speak it, so it is. As I speak it, so it is. Abracadabra, abracadabra, abracadabra. Okay. May you all be well. May your hurts heal. May your pains lighten, your burdens lighten, your pains lessen. And your freedom increase. Remember that you are divine. You are divine creators. You are a part of creation. You are not separate. You are a part of nature. You are not separate. You are loved always. You are worthy because you're here. Express love to people. When you love them, let them know. That's all I'm going to say. Generally, you don't regret telling people that you loved them. You regret not telling them. And if for some reason they hurt or slight you, that's not your fault. That's on them. Okay? At least you loved. Okay. I don't know who that's for. Might be for somebody in particular. I don't know. There you go. Okay. Now we're on Sunday, Monday, and Wednesday, 10:10 Eastern Time. If you see I close my eyes a lot, that's how I do some of my best work. I don't know why. Um, I love you all too. And who knows, I might have been so. I have a tendency to put people to sleep. So if you come here on your way to sleep, I might put you right into a nice, peaceful sleep. So I understand if you don't, if you're not typing back. Okay, I love you all, and I hope to see you again tomorrow and Wednesday at 10:10. If I'm not here right away, please come in anyway and just wait. I'll be here somehow or other. And even if I'm having fun with uh, mechanical things, which I don't know why. I one day, one day that'll clear. Okay. Um, what else have I got to say? That's about it, buckaroos. You are a hardy, and I mean literally hardy, full of heart crew. And I'm very proud that you come to my channel. Okay. Have wonderful dreams. Dream big, dream well. Good night.